What's up, YouTube? Daniel back here for another video, top of the morning. I'm about to record this as I'm about to start working. But essentially, this will be about, as you see from the title, the person you have to be and not how to do something. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Daniel. I help people with what I've learned over the past 8 years, reversing my psoriasis, living drug-free to help people hack their nutrition, their fitness, productivity, and their overall self using just food. So like I said, for this video, this will be about essentially not succumbing to the how of the modern day world. I think I've been reflecting, and basically, if you look on YouTube, anything online, everything is, how to do this, how to do that, the method, the step, the trick, the hack, the strategy. You're being sold on the how, as opposed to really asking yourself who. That is the biggest thing. So, like I said, it's all you could say a marketing scheme of people trying to sell you things. This is why myself I don't like to do any like how-to steps and stuff like that, because it's actually the being and who you have to be in order to get to a result. So this is something I've used, I could say, very intentionally when I was trying to get good at socializing. So essentially, I made a video about this previously, but I had a phase where I went basically sober, trying to improve my skills socially. This was mostly to get women, but just in general, because I was a very, you could say, shy, different person. And what I did for this, as opposed to, looking for the how, I think I went through a big phase of looking for like research of how to do this or understanding different concepts of it. I really just found somebody that I wanted to emulate, or saw that was doing it. There was videos online at that point on YouTube, and there's a few people that were good at socializing, meeting women out, and essentially, as opposed to like looking or listening too much at how they were doing it, it was basically just trying to emulate that person. So there's two things that you have to use to do this, and these are two faculties, two of the six that you have in the mind. So if you've read Think and Grow Rich, I believe it's 6 or 7 higher faculties of the mind compared to different brains like animals, stuff like that humans have, and that is imagination and perspective. So number one, most important one is imagination. If you don't have imagination, you basically can't create anything new for your life. You're not able to create a vision for your life. You're not able to like create anything. You're basically just always living in the material and just in competing, like in a competition mode. So creating is basically able to like create your own reality, have a vision, and basically I think Albert Einstein has a quote about this of yeah, imagination is basically like one of the secrets to like life. I'm not sure the quote exactly. You guys can like put it in the comment below. But I remember Einstein talking about it. But essentially, that's the first thing you have to do. Imagining. This will always be like a forefront skill you should have. Being able to imagine that person. Like I said, there's always just there in your prefrontal cortex, just like constantly there. And essentially, that's the number one thing. So imagine that person, knowing how they would be, act, such as the behaviors, the mental models, trying to get there. So you do that through imagination. And two is perspective. So basically, like perspective is being able to like take a third person view from where you're at, your own level of thinking, and just get like a bird's eye view. And basically, you can do that, just like thinking, being able to put yourself, in, let's say, your own shoes by the third person view. So basically, if you're in a situation where you're trying to get a result, and this would be obviously for health, you have to think, what would healthy, the healthiest version of me do? Like, or what would, this person that maybe you follow, it could be me, it could be someone else, what would they do in this situation if they're about to like, if about to do something like, um, you had the decision of eating cake or eating something that's good for you, if it's going for that walk or taking a nap. So it's just like these small decisions, but like putting yourself in the perspective of a different person, or maybe a person that you can be, and that's using imagination and perspective. And essentially, this is the the new way that you have to begin to think, because like I said, the how is something that is almost like teaching you to fish, sorry, giving you the fish as opposed to teaching you to fish, because they're just trying to sell you on like steps you have to do. But what actually gets the result is the person you have to become, the way you have to think, the behaviors, the habits, the mental habits you have. If you make two people do the same thing, they won't get the same result, because one person has a different way of being as opposed to another person, different belief systems, mostly different belief systems, ways of thinking, mental models. These are all the parts of your being, and fears that that person has, um, limiting beliefs, stuff like that. These are all like succumb to being. And if, like I said, two people doing the same thing, one is going to get extremely different results just because of those factors. So that's what we have to work on. This is something you can't really like think too much into as well. Like I said, just use this, but action is going to come as a result of changing your way of thinking about how you conduct yourself, as opposed to like, oh, if I do these steps, I'll get there. No, it's who do I have to become, and thinking about the person you want to emulate, having that in your head, imagining it, and then you know being able to take perspective of every situation you're doing. So it's always like every day you're going about your thing, about your life, and having to like go about the journey. What would 2.0 me do, or this person that I'm trying to emulate do, right? And then as long as you keep doing that, the doing and then eventually the having takes care of themselves. And like I said, this is super key, because or else you're going to keep doing a hamster wheel of being sold on the new habit, the new trick, and just like going to one person, and then going to another person, and then like thinking that like it's the trick or the step. It's the being. So find a person that actually has the result, as opposed to the person that's selling a step or some quick hack, because if that's what it is, just some quick like, false way to do it, and that person usually doesn't have the result. They're just hoping that you kind of get some results so they can say, oh, I don't have it, but this person did it, so this is how to do it. So this is something that's very basically prevalent in the market nowadays. But anyways, that's the mental model you have to have. And essentially, I made the title of this video, what it is because the person you are now is not going to be the same person, that has the results. Like I said, you're changing your being each and every single day. So don't have this attachment to who you are now, because that person's not going to be with you along in the journey. It's going to be a completely different person, and it's because you're acting in a different way. So stop looking for the steps and trying to stay the same. It's changing yourself completely. The steps will follow because there'll be different steps, and then the results will be as a result of that. So it's not do, have, and then giving yourself permission to be that person. It's being that person first, doing things as a result of what that person would do, their habits, whatever mental model they have, fears, lack of fear, faith, stuff like that they have, and then a result of those actions, the results take care of themselves. So hope that video helps you. If you need more information about me, you want to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram. Like I said, the whole thing is finding a person, using your imagination and perspective, and following how that person would think, and putting yourselves in their shoes every situation you have, and eventually the doing will take care of itself, and you'll have as a result. So hope this video helped you. Comment below if this is something you've been applying, or had applied in the past, or something you got good at. And I'm sure you'll realize that there's a huge difference in terms of you trying to chase steps as opposed to you being a different person, as a result of using your imagination and perspective and getting a result as a consequence. Everything is just a consequence of your being. If you think about it, steps are a consequence of your being. So everything starts with who you are. Like I said, how you think, any fears you have, and stuff like that. So working on that, and everything else handles itself. So more videos coming daily. If you do like it, please like and subscribe. Other than that, keep killing it.